Hi everybody, it's Lauren Brown, also known as Raggedy Royal on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and now YouTube. And today we're going to be doing winged liner. This is Wing Liner 101. I'm super duper excited. This is going to be part of my 101 series. I've already done a blush 101, setting powder 101, setting spray 101, how to do my nude lips, how to do my red lips. A lot of small tutorials on the different parts of the face, and today we are doing winged liner. So we're gonna get right into the video. Before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe down below. Most people who watch my videos are not subscribed, so take a second, check it out, subscribe down below. If you learn anything along the way, please give this video a like. And here is your warning: we're gonna do your liner before you do your face today. I'll explain more why and how that's just the most convenient way to do it. It's wasting the least amount of product, but you want to do your eyeliner before you do your face. So if you don't have your face on, don't worry. Don't worry, that's exactly how you should be going into this tutorial, and let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm starting with a little bit of concealer already all over the eye, priming the eye. I know what you're thinking. Why are we priming the eye? You're doing winged eyeliner. This is because I like to add a little bit of brown shadow underneath when I do just winged eyeliner. This is because sometimes your eyelids are oily. Okay, so your eyelids have natural oils on them that mixes and matches with the liquid liner. That can be a mess. This also just gives it a nice smooth base. Everything looks like it is on one accord. Taking a little bit of the ColourPop Gone Matte palette, going into these shades here that are very much basically my skin tone, and adding those to the lid all over. It's not really like I'm blending strategically here because it's not an eyeshadow look. I just want to give it a nice canvas. I'm using my BH Cosmetics fluffy brush that I've had for decades that does not have a name. Y'all already know this brush by now. If you have seen one of my videos before, perhaps you have not. If not, welcome. Consider subscribing down below. We do this sort of thing all the time. All right, time to get into the eyeliner. I'm going to quickly talk about the different types of eyeliner. I have a eyeliner 101 video that I posted about 2 years ago, but I did want to make this quick wing liner 101 video just for the wing liner part. But I do go more into all the different types of eyeliners. I have a waterline 101 video, so going over that sort of thing in that video. I'm going to quickly run through just some different types of things you can use for your wing liner today. So first of all, liquid liner. We'll be using the e.l.f. Expert Liquid Liner. I love this eyeliner very much. It's my favorite eyeliner. That is why I have so many in my hand, also because some of them are dry, some of them are not. You know how it gets when you have a favorite product. With the liquid liner, this is what's going to look like on the back of the hand. It's going to take a little bit longer to dry down because it is liquid. It has a brush at the bottom of this top. The top is kind of made like a chunky marker. That's why I like this eyeliner so much, because it's easy to maneuver the brush. The brush bristles are more fluid, which is also why it's great for a liquid liner, because you can kind of just move it around like a paintbrush. Now let's talk about felt tip liner. So this is a felt tip liner. This is the Lancome Lotto Ultra Precise Waterproof Liner. And a felt tip liner is going to be exactly like a marker. Exactly like a marker, except for it's going to have a more fine tip. And this is what it's going to look like on the back of the hand. Very juicy. But as you can see, it's kind of like a marker, like the wetness of a marker, less like the wetness of the liquid liner. It's about painting paint on a paintbrush. The paint is obviously wetter, but if you press down a marker hard enough, you can get that juicy look here that you have on the felt tip. I also do like the KVD tattoo liner. So it has the shape of a felt tip, but it's almost the crossover between a liquid liner and a felt tip, because there are actual brush bristles up here instead of the sponge that a felt has, but it does have that shape. So if you like a little bit more control, you want something a little bit stiffer, this is also an option for you. Many eyeliner brands make eyeliner. You don't need to use the same eyeliners that I have today. Those are just two of the different types. So if you're like, I don't even know what to buy when I get to the store, there's liquid liner and there's felt liner. Both will be very helpful here. You may also run into these eyeliner pencils. This is the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. And while I love these, I use these more in the waterline because it's a little bit harder when you're using this crayon sort of product to get that wing liner. You still can. You can follow these steps, but it is not my favorite type for this. I love this in the waterline, so that's that little meat underneath the eye. These are very helpful there, and even on top to give a little bit of color, but not necessarily the wing. So if you want to use your pencil liner, go check out my waterline 101. But today it'll be easier if you have something that is more liquid to get that sharp, precise wing. But take the challenge, mate. You can do it here with this too. It's just gonna be a little bit less convenient, but not impossible. Okay, so we're gonna get right into the wing. So first of all, I'm gonna be taking my e.l.f. Expert Liquid Liner, and this is in shade Jet Black. I'm going to be starting on the outer corner of the eye. So this is the outer corner. Your inner corner is where the tear duct is. Your outer corner is right on the other side. We're going to make one line diagonal. You can make it as long as you would like. I usually like a big liner, a long liner. Some people like shorter liners. They can stop it right here. It really just depends on where you want to stop your liner today. Now, you're going to go not to the tip of that first line. You're going to go about 1 centimeter or 2 below. You're going to draw a diagonal line onto the eye. Just like that. Just like that. Okay, too much blinking. Look what happened, but it's okay. We can always fix that later. And now I'm going to fill in that triangle we have there. I'm going about halfway to the eye. And then making that strong diagonal all the way down. It looks a little bit round, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more at the bottom and extend the line just a little bit further up. It's okay if it's messy up here because we're going to clean this up. So anything below this line, don't even worry about it. That's why I told you not to do your face before your eyes, because we're going to be taking a brush and clean up everything that is below that line. So don't even trip. Wing liner does not have to be stressful. I know it's very stressful for some people. It doesn't have to be stressful as long as you just know there may be a cleaning up process. So I'm going to go, since I extend that line a little bit, I'm going to go almost to the tip of it and make one long diagonal down. Very nice. I'm going to let this dry down for a second. I don't want to do too much blinking or anything like that. That's how we got that little piece right there. So we're going to let this dry down for just a second. While I'm here, let me address some questions. Y'all know every single time I do a one-on-one video, I go on my Instagram at Raggedy Royal and ask for questions. So one of the questions was, how do I make a very skinny wing? Look, I tell y'all what I'm authorized to speak on. I'm not authorized to speak on skinny wings. I'm sure I've done 1 or 2 in my lifetime because I've done makeup for so many years at this point, but it's not my thing. I love a chunky wing because I love the ease of just making it thicker. I also love how it accentuates my eye. So I just love the ease of like, okay, you messed up, you can make it thicker. With skinny wings, like, ooh, the pressure is on. So that's not my thing necessarily. I would say just be very precise when you're applying it the first time. Like when I'm saying like, oh, if you go out the lines, you can just make it thicker. It's okay. You're not going to want to do that. You're not going to want to do that. But yeah, that's not really my forte. That's all I can offer you at this time on that. The next question was, what eyeliners do you use that you feel are still juicy? Because they were saying that most eyeliners in the store these days feel drier. I'll say this. I don't think that the eyeliners in the store feel drier. I do feel like they're watered down. Like some liquid liners literally just feel sheer. Like they feel sheer. When you apply it to the eye, you're like, this is sheer. This is not opaque at all. You know, opaque just means that the color is showing up boldly. Like if I want black, I want black. Don't give me like a sheer black. That's so annoying with the liquid liner. So I really do like the e.l.f. liquid liners. If you're looking for colored ones, I love the NYX ones. Now, do they crackle a little bit? Yes. Less than they used to back in the day. Back in the day, they used to crackle all the time. But I still used to use them because they were so bright. They were so vivid. And it's just a hazard that you know, a use of hazard. A hazard of use? You know what I'm trying to say. This is their shade yellow right here. See, it's not sheer. It's not sheer. So, and they also have a really nice matte black, NYX does. So check out their matte black liner. But those are my recommendations because yes, I don't think they're dry, but they are sheer. There is something, there's a shift happening. Okay, now I'm going to go over this one part right here. Speaking of sheer, because it's just not as dark as the rest of the line. while that is drying, I think we're good to start the cleanup process. So I'm going to be going in with this Morphe M410, and this is really the best friend to this whole process. I'm going to take a little bit of foundation. I'm going to put on the back of my hand. This is just a Too Faced Born This Way. A foundation I'm going to add on my face. So I'm going to add a little bit to the back of my hand. When I add things to the back of my hand, that's because I want to disperse them with a little bit more control. If I put the foundation right on the brush, hot mess express. Okay, it's gonna be too much foundation. We only want a little bit. Imagine this like an eraser process. You only really want a little bit because it is still a wet product. If the foundation starts mixing with the liquid liner, whew, that's gonna be a mess. Okay, we don't want that. We just want it to clean up the edges. So I'm gonna take that 410 and I'm going to go right to the bottom of the inner corner, starting there. And I'm going to drag it all the way up the liner. I'm going to now go on the back of my hand and wipe off the brush real quick. Why? Because it may have a little bit of black on it. So you want to wipe off the brush first before you go in for that next round. Because if there's a little bit of black, y'all know how black makeup gets on the wrong part of your face and then it just becomes a thing. Y'all know. And I'm going to go ahead, and since I added too much foundation on the brush this time, I'm going to just drag that down. Like I said, I'm going to be adding this foundation all over my face, so it's really no issue. I'm actually going to turn the brush to the side this time. Wiping that black off. And I'm going to take my finger and wipe all that off the top. Now, if you made a little bit too much of a mess, you're like, okay, this is going everywhere. You can take you a makeup wipe. I like to put my finger in it. So I like to put my nail in it. So there's this hard acrylic nail right here. And we are going to just, you can always just wipe off the liner just like that. If you're like, okay, the foundation is sliding, things are mixing up, this is a mess. And this is also a way that you can get it as thin as you would like on the bottom. Boom, there we go. Now on the top, that little bit, how am I going to fix that? I'm going to take my 410 just because I want to use the same brush. You could use a smaller brush because it is just a little bit of a liner. I'm going to cover that a little bit with foundation and then a little bit with that brown eyeshadow from before. That's one way to do it. The next way to do it is just include it in that line. So it's one diagonal. There you go. Okay, now say for example, you're like, I feel like my liner is too short. It just looks too thick. It doesn't look winged out, right? Like we have here. All you're going to do is go from that bottom corner and add another line. Draw that line from the bottom corner up to the top. Perhaps you're making that diagonal a little bit bigger, perhaps not. You're gonna let that dry. You're gonna let that look a mess for a second. Then we're going with that foundation, clean it up. Now we're gonna go in with that foundation on that 410. Clean that right up. And I am kind of going with a firm hand, guys. It's all gonna be okay. A light amount of force, but you do need a little bit of force because you're trying to like remove the eyeliner, right? And that is pretty much our wing. I'm going to go do my entire base and my waterline. I'll come back. If you want to know how I do my waterline, I have a whole waterline 101 video. I'm not leaving you hanging. And I'm going to add my lashes. I have a whole how to apply lashes video. And I'm going to do my face. I have a whole base video. And I'm going to do my lips. And I have a whole how to do my nude lips video. So, the Makeup Foundationals 101 series is so that you can go from step to step to step to step with me. I'm here for you. I'm going to go do my base, come right back, and you'll see how the liner looks a little bit less like, with makeup on. Okay, wait. So I just took the 410 and I just did like literally one more swipe And as you can see, it looks sharper. So I didn't want to come back to camera and you'd be like, what the hell? Why does it look different? She went off camera and did. No, I literally just did one swipe. And as you can see, it looks sharper. So really adding a little bit more liner. I know there's like this whole thing with makeup right now, but it was like, less is more. Less is not more, okay? You got to add some to really add some more foundation, add some more liner. Swipe that until you are happy. I'm very happy with that. Now I'm going to get back to my foundation and such. And yeah. Okay, so here is the final look. I added some white in my waterline, the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. I added these lashes. Ardell just sent me this really nice box of lashes. Where are they? These are the Ardell Eco Lashes in Higher Love. Ardell just sent me a whole box of lashes, so thank you so much to them. Here are our wing liners. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned anything along the way, please give this video a like and subscribe down below. We're working towards that 50K. I think we're at 41.9, which is almost 42, which is almost 50K. You know, once you get to 50K, that's 100K, then there's a million. So, thank you so much. We are growing. Also, check me out on Instagram at Raggedy Royal. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all at Raggedy Royal. I do way more looks over there. I also do more looks in the Shorts tab, so check me out there. I also have a bucket list series on TikTok where I try different foods, cuisines, activities, challenges, all of the things. And yes, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I will try to respond to your comments as soon as possible. And let me know what you want to see next. Bye. Oh, also, I know this is the end of our road here on this video, but it doesn't have to be the end of our road here today, because you can check out all the makeup fundamentals. There's a blush 101, a setting powder 101, a setting spray 101, how to apply lashes, waterline 101, how I do my fluffy brows, basically the entire makeup routine for your base. And then I also have some funky colorful eyeshadow looks that I just posted last month. So stick around a little bit. They'll come up in the screen. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.